Nationals 2019. My name is Shaw, or the Royal Falcon. I'm your head judge, your streamer, all the different hats. And with me this time, I have Jocelyn.
Hi, guys.
So, this is our last game. I need to update
I
names.
think you've made top two. I think you've earned the right to do it that way.
So, our final match today is Laurier on Rob. We will be not setting a time limit on this, as we do not want that pressure on them, and we want to see a good, clean game all the way to the end. Should also mention that Rob will be using a dice tower, as it makes it a bit easier for him to roll dice. So it's possible you will not see his rolls on the table, but the dice will get moved over. Laurier is perfectly fine with this, of course.
0. You decide, good sir.
So this is an Iceman versus Adam final, which is exactly what the Ministry of Dice predicted this morning.
Really?
Iceman or Adam would take the day.
Interesting. I was really hoping Collector would take it again, but I just like Collector.
Oh, sorry. Okay, that's not what I want at all. Wow, that is pathetic.
Well, Laurier's not starting out well. Those really aren't energies he wants.
Okay. And this is when my dice are streamed. I think that he's recording now, so yes, I think so. He's giving us the okay. He's giving us the okay? All right. That's going to be the weirdest opening move I've done in a long time. I'm going to buy your magic missile.
Oh, open a magic missile.
That is very much off strategy.
Yeah, it's bad energies. It happens. And then an Iceman off for Rob.
Okay, that is substantially better. Thank you. So I'm going to Billy Club. I'm going to Clayface. I'll buy 4 for the Adam. And I'm going to ready that.
That's a much better turn for Laurier. Getting him back on the right foot.
Yes? What is it? Oh. Triggering a checking for if you prefer to do towel, I don't know. Yeah.
Of course, we've got an early purchase of a Shriek.
I will not give you the right to use this if you choose to. Alright, okay. Okay, so 4 in bag. 2 bag control. Alright, let's see what I can do. This is fine, this is not really fine.
Ooh, missed the Adam.
Wow, this is...
Yeah, Laurier is not getting a dice rolls he wants.
It is very early in the first game. Lots of things can happen yet.
Very true.
Oh my gosh. So I've got to...
It's also best of 3. He could just accept 1 loss and win the other 2.
Exactly. A little early to concede, though.
For sure, but I mean from a general perspective.
Yeah.
Also, I should mention, right now, I was going to have JT and Ben commentate. However, they've decided instead to play a game for fun in order to determine which one of them would be third and which would be fourth. Also because Ben really wanted to see how JT's team worked.
And Laurier bought a thrown brick.
Yeah, Laurier is getting a little bit tilted right now. Oh,
That's a good turn.
indeed.
Iceman and Shriek. I'm going to name Adam.
Shrieking at Adam.
Smart move.
Yep, especially as both Adams were purchased already.
Pass fast.
Declare an attack.
Yeah, spinning back, magic missile, I'm ready.
Nice. So for those at home, if they haven't seen that before, the Iceman can only activate his effect during the attack step, So what Rob has done was attack with the sidekick with no intention of having it blocked or go through, but just to get into the attack step so that he could then use Mjolnir to flip it to a bolt, and use that bolt with Magic Missile to hit Iceman for 2 damage. It's a really good play.
Excellent play.
Face this. He's blank, but I still want him on the board. So he's going to pay 1 to field him.
Here comes our awakening.
But he's shrieked right now.
Oh, true, he is Shriek. Fair
Yeah.
point.
I'm going to pay 3.
But that looks like a level 2 at least.
It is,
So much better than a level 1. You might as well get it in there.
for sure. And the Storm's been purchased so that he can start clearing off some of those things that are in his way.
The evil, evil storm.
I love that Storm.
I'm
used it
sure if you're
so long.
using the storm, it's fantastic.
Fair.
Being on the receiving end of said storm is not so nice.
I used it so much when it first came out. It and whatever polymorph equivalent we had at the time. It took a lot of work because you had to have 2 of them on the board,
Yeah.
which is where we're going back to shortly.
As of tomorrow.
Yeah,
Or yesterday in the rest of the world.
exactly, yeah. I still love that they responded and gave us that errata.
Yeah, absolutely.
I also, like I said earlier, I think even in our conversation, happy that WizKids had reached out to me before the event to talk to me about whether or not it should cover the event. And due to the short notice, we had all agreed to have it not cover this event.
Yeah. But this is basically Adam's last hurrah.
For sure.
It's not going to be nearly as good as anything else in the current meta once
agree.
once the energy field is errated.
Declare an attack. Okay, spin to a bolt.
4 damage. I'm at 14.
There you go, double Iceman trigger again in the same attack structure with the sidekick. It's looking like a very good game 1 for Rob.
Oh, this is going to be weird. Okay, now I've got how much money? Okay. Good to know.
Missed the Storm,
We
but
got
did
the
get,
Throne Brick and the Magic Missile.
those are still good. Will he get the Storm?
Can you re-roll the Magic Missile?
I would personally keep the Magic Missile, that's still damage. I'm not sure what he would do with the energy.
Yeah, I don't know. What would he buy? Mimic? Did he buy Mimic yet?
No, there's 3 dice
And he
on it still.
missed the storm.
Oh, no Storm, that's not good. Yep, just to confirm, he has 3 Mimics on his team list, so he's not botany yet.
Maybe that's what he was trying to do?
Maybe.
Looks like he's trying to get some semblance of bag control back.
That's quite possible. Oh, Shriek, there we
okay.
go.
Your turn.
Three in my bag. One in the prep area.
They matched up in Swiss as well, so they've played each other's teams once before.
Which Laurier did come out the winner on that.
Yes.
So-
Yep. But Rob also played Ben in Swiss and lost, and took Ben out in 2 games just now. So,
That's very fair, yeah.
yeah. So
Purchase 2 prime bricks.
Okay.
Shield that. I'll pass priority.
Pass back.
Declare an attack.
Lock my own sidekick.
Okay, Mjolnir Global.
I love that Rob's been able to do that every round, and it's just, that's been awesome.
you know, little paper cuts is just as good as the big swing.
For sure.
Gets you to the same place in the end.
It's more just that he's been able to organize himself to keep having a sidekick for it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fantastic for me. That will be
Oh, he got the shriek.
Yeah.
I guess this can be self.
I'm curious to see if he shrieks a shriek or shrieks Iceman.
Keep the rest as is. Okay.
Oh, given,
And I'm gonna shriek your Iceman.
and there's
Yeah.
a shriek on the Iceman.
So. I'm gonna field this sidekick.
That'd be a level 3 shriek, so 3
Yep.
defense.
Still within range for Rob to knock out.
Absolutely.
Although, now looking at Rob's team, I notice he's still running things like the Tech Global.
Techno, yeah, where he can spin all of his, spend a bolt to spin all of his sidekicks to bolts.
I'm curious how much he's actually managed to use that global today.
Well, I can tell you that in all of our prep work, he got to use it a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
I was practicing with this team at one point, and I found it didn't come up very often, and I prefer to Chewinga in that space.
I think because he's using Professor X to field sidekicks a lot of the time,
That's
then he
fair.
can do that. And he likes being able to spin something to a bolt with the Mjolnir Global to
Oh,
trigger.
Mjolnir for sure.
Yeah.
That's an absolute must on this team.
Because with the Chwinga, you have a 50% chance of rolling a character face.
I'm realizing I actually didn't look that closely at most of his team. Didn't realize there was a collector on it either.
Yes,
He brought it basically so you could counter other collector teams, I'm assuming?
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so if he ran into, a team like we saw in the first match when you and I were on the stream before with Stefan and Petrus,
Yep.
and there's Nobbies and what have you, he could start collecting in someone's
Makes
Nobby.
perfect sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually, for fun, about a week ago, had put together a team of what are the minimums from each of the top lists.
Yeah.
Can this work?
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
to see if you could burn from everyone else's.
Yeah, and that record really shuts down both an Atom team and an Iceman team.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that these two teams managed to circumvent those record teams and get to the top.
I think it's also we only had 2 record teams out of 15.
Yeah,
And at least one match they played each other.
yeah,
So it limits how much interaction that actually happened.
yeah. I actually considered on my team changing a couple of things out. I was going to run the new Polaris from X-Men Forever or Dark X-Men that only allows you to use 1 global ability per turn.
Yep.
It would slow me down as well, and I would have had to switch to my Doomlance strategy.
For sure.
But it might have been something that in hindsight, I might have done.
Also cheaper than Wrecker.
It's still a 4 shield
Oh. Okay.
versus 4 fist.
Too many cards.
Yeah, it was just too many pieces to try and go, and I thought if I could make Adam just go faster, then I would be better. And it worked in some of the matches, and some of them it didn't.
Alright. So I'm expecting we're going to see some triggers of Warlock.
But for now, energy field, spin down, shriek, spin up storm, reroll your shriek.
Let's see if they get the Shriek off the board. It does.
Fantastic. Used? Yes.
Adam is now live.
So,
Laurier only has access to 1 clay face in this match, his own.
He has a little bit more limited. However, also no decent targets currently.
No.
I'm actually surprised that today we haven't, or even in general, haven't seen anyone discuss the golem that makes all globals cost 2.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Because I was trying it recently in our locals. The stuff that DM Armada had put up where you could use Hope and Thunderbird
Yes.
to just spin through everything.
Yeah.
And actually, at Laurier's suggestion, I rebuilt it using, there's a 5-cost Yondu that does exponentially more damage based on how many characters you have in your use pile. So it
Yeah.
OTKs after 6 triggers.
Yes, I think that somebody ran that at Origins for Global Escalation and did quite well with it.
That makes sense.
Nick, I believe his name was. I haven't actually seen that in action yet. I haven't watched the video, but I've heard about it, and it sounds pretty impressive.
I mean, remind me at some point. I can send you the list and you can play it for fun. It's
Yeah.
really silly.
I'd love to.
Oh, Yanti. He's going for all the different win cons.
Yeah, looks like he's with Iceman Shrieked. He's going to alternate win con this.
Yeah.
energy field twice on Adam, dealing you 4 damage.
Laurier starting to catch up.
Spin bag, that's one of these. The dog I didn't really want to see. I guess it's just fine.
I believe that is the magic missile, which
Yeah.
Laurier is saying he didn't really want to see. Except as far as I'm concerned, it's still 2 damage.
Yeah.
That's good.
And Laurier's Adam should not be Shrieked right now. He's got a Shriek token on his Adam.
You are correct.
That can be fun.
Given this is the final match, I will go correct that.
Yeah, that works. So this is magic missile. So you're going to be taking 2 in the face from it. Yes?
But I don't want to go stand, sit over there and watch because I feel like they're nervous.
Yes, yes.
It's not bad to see.
Okay.
Then again, I'm used to
guess
small
I'll magic
screens.
missile you directly.
So yeah, magic missile directly on Rob, which makes sense. Why turn away 2 damage?
Yeah, that sounds like a perfectly reasonable thing to do.
On your Iceman. Reroll both.
Mimic into Iceman. Oh.
Yeah, but yours is only KO'd.
So Iceman's gone, and there's now an Iceman,
On Laurier's side.
And now I'm going to
and he has 1 bolt.
energy field once, dealing you 2 with Iceman. So now 2 now. That leaves me with this. correct?
I think you meant 2 with Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I Billy Club yet this turn? I don't believe so. So I'll Billy Club, awaken again.
For that Awaken trigger.
Healing 2. I will then use your magic missile global to KO your sidekick.
Interesting.
And I will
So,
pass priority.
Magic Missile to KO the only thing on field to swing for lethal. Nice.
That's a great first game.
Yep.
Laurier really turned that around from that first couple of rolls.
He very much did.
Mimic is good.
This may be Laurier's time finally to shine.
So I started my game buying your magic missile because I had nothing else I could do with it. And I ended up winning because it was in part thanks to the action itself.
So, I mean, if nothing else, this has still been a very good showing for Rob, as like Nick had mentioned in one of our earlier videos, that this is the highest Rob has gotten so far.
Yes.
In that last year was top 4. The year before, the two of you had just come by to see what was going on.
Yeah. Yeah, we just visited. We were still very new then when you guys came to Toronto.
Okay, that's
Yep.
fine.
That very smoky Legion.
I was telling Laurier and Matt the other day that I didn't even own any D&D. I had no idea what was happening.
Yeah, that's true. At that point, it was mostly D&D characters.
Yeah,
that were being
it was
used.
beholders and
Yep.
so much damage. I'm like, how does that even happen? I don't understand.
Yep. But I mean, look at you now. You're now basically the lead for your area's gaming group, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've got Kim here as well,
Of course.
who's fantastic. She sets everything up for us, and Reg, you couldn't be here today, but we're really glad to be here and part of this event. So
Well, we're happy to have all of you here.
Oh, and the fist as well.
And we're looking forward to seeing this maybe next year if we get it again.
I wish they'd come to Toronto. I wish it could come to Toronto, to be honest.
Well, you missed that vote.
It's supposed to rotate.
No. It's whoever gets it decides where it goes.
It was rotating before when it was owned by Carta.
Yeah.
Carta was going to be around. Their stores are here.
So maybe we'll go back to Ottawa.
Toy face.
Not sure.
Depends.
Dylan gets it. It's sticking here. It's
Because
not
Carter
his own.
took HeroClix and they just did HeroClix.
I think that's the biggest seller for them, so they didn't care about us.
That's an automatic win, right? Okay, all but shriek. And then I will resurrect.
So Rob has a Shriek and an Iceman in his bag right now as he reses and pulls out the Iceman. Laurier got an early Storm here. Unfortunately, rolls on bolts. No bolts. No Storm, no Psylocke, but at least you got the Energized trigger.
Toy face, yeah.
Nobody plays Transformers.
Some of the Magic's King, some places.
Adam.
I feel like these are very empty boards.
Yeah. Well, he missed the Storm and the Psylocke on that turn, although he was able to feel his sidekick.
That's at least something.
And Rob's got Iceman in his prep area. Did not pull Shriek. Shriek's still in the bag.
That's okay. He doesn't need it yet.
That's a level 3 Iceman. 6 defense, nice.
I don't know if anybody around you have tried it, but a lot of our locals have been playing with Iceman and using Parasite just to make him bigger.
Oh yeah?
In order, so you swing with him and he's like 10 defense.
I could see with that if, especially in a more casual game, where you
Yeah.
have time to do that extra setup. The thing about Parasite is that 2 fielding cost on level 3 is,
Oh, for sure.
is killer.
Yeah.
When I was trying to settle on my team, I was also looking at like a unblockable Kitty Pride and
Yep.
then adding Parasite to it. But again, it was just too many pieces to set up, and the Doomlance Deadly was easier to trigger if I had to go that way.
Makes perfect sense. All right, we've got a max face Adam.
And 2 question marks.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised that we haven't seen Laurier try any defensive plays yet, which I've seen as well from some of our other locals, of maintaining bolts to rip apart Iceman during main step of your opponent's turn.
Yeah. I know I've done that. It's a lot harder when it's 6, though.
True, but it still reduces damage for every trigger.
Absolutely.
Billy Club. Play face.
All right. All those things we've been seeing all day in order to get more energy. Clayface has been such a strong card ever since it's come out.
I will then get my own head in the race and energy field twice with Adam, dealing you 4.
It's 2 Atom triggers.
Pass priority. And end turn. Okay.
The shriek came out.
Sorry guys, I'm just adjusting Laurier's camera a bit so that you guys can actually see, as well as us for that matter, his various dice. There we go.
So Adam is shrieked again,
Of course.
although Laurier has lots of tools to remove that.
I'm going to ping off my own sidekick.
Interesting.
Feel the sidekick with your Professor X die.
So he used a bolt to get rid of a sidekick, and then he used the prof global to bring one back, just in order to move his dice around a bit. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just going to make this really hard for you to watch. Yeah.
Please. That's not what I need right now.
That works.
Bolts are fine.
The storm is not rolling for him at all.
Now that's a different play. This landed at double energy, so I get to feel the psychic right away.
Okay, there's the energized trigger.
Now this is a different play. Because I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, that's... He has enough energy in order to kill the Shriek. And then he's just going to add him all day.
Magic missile, global 3 times on 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Clayface might. Psylocke. I have 7.
Show me again.
Okay,
That's not game.
That's not game. Rob has 16.
Oh, no, defense-wise. There's 1 die to 3 dice.
Oh.
So we're just backing up slightly so that Laurier can further explain to Rob what he's doing as he went through it a little quickly.
Okay. So that takes me to 2.
yes.
Is that correct? Takes me to 2 life.
And there's all the awakening triggers to bring him to 2.
Yes, that's what I'm doing. Oh, no, actually, no. I'm taking you down to 4.
Down to 4.
He's thieving one?
I'm going to take you down to 4.
To do it on his turn, on the opposing turn. He doesn't realize he can swing and just get lethal that way,
So I'll pass priority.
which would stop the lethal. That's fair.
Yeah, because neither of these teams have a static field or a Kate Bishop.
Correct.
Nothing to push back an attacker.
Just one thing short. I saw that if you didn't have that energy, I could have gotten it.
So,
Because you had that one energy.
are those all sidekicks?
No, the top one's a
Oh,
shriek.
there's a Shriek. Okay. If he can get that Shriek, then he lives. Otherwise, that'll be game over. Well, I mean, unless he gets 5 bolts and then he could bolt off the Atom. But that
He
would be
could
kind of a
techno
weird play.
global
True.
with the shriek.
But that only removes the Atom for 1 turn.
Still have a reroll.
Yeah.
Yes.
He gets the shriek.
Yep.
We are the miserable losers.
Atom is blanked again.
Sidekick.
Wacky team. Yeah, what is the team?
Laurier's at 14.
Professor X
Getting another sidekick from Prof. Okay.
Interesting.
He's stacking his field.
Yeah.
has priority.
I think he's setting up for the techno, like you said.
Yeah.
You can have.
That being said, it's only 8 damage with techno.
It would be 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah. Because he'd have to spend one of the bolts. Mjolnir 1, spend it.
Oh, that is tricky. Okay, so it was unblanked and now it's blanked again.
What does Laurier have in his prep area? Nothing.
Yeah, no. Laurier just needs. He'll need 3 bolts, 2 masks next round to win,
Yeah.
which he can get one of each of those off of the sidekicks he has.
Yeah. So he's clay-faced in a couple bolts here, which is a smart move.
Yep.
And I'm going to hit your Iceman twice.
And there's the defensive on the Iceman.
Yeah.
Before the attack step, before it doesn't trigger damage, right?
However, in this specific case, all that would do would make it so the Iceman would get KO'd.
Yeah.
Based on if you did the full techno structure.
Yeah. This is a tense game. I'm tense
Yeah.
watching it.
He's considering it. I think at this point I would hold for the next round and hope for the life.
Yeah. You don't want to empty your field and be able to just have him walk across it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So I use mutation a lot. I actually block the die a lot. I'm a poly player. I love polymorph mutation. And then I use the global.
Oh, I think he's doing it. There's Mjolnir Global. Oh, so he can techno on Laurier's turn
Yes.
and rip something off the table.
Yeah. That's a smart move.
Yep.
Even I didn't see that one coming.
That's game.
Yeah.
Naming your shriek, unblanking my item,
So Shriek on Shriek,
energy field twice.
and then Awaken twice for the game.
And that's the game. Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yep.
That was,
Your Iceman, I would probably have been in trouble, wouldn't I?
That was very well done. And that was our second game, I believe.
it was, yep.
All right.
So 2-0 to Laurier.
All right, so guys,